Today we are talking about my favorite tool ever, which is Trello. You can use it to organize anything, everything. It's a really powerful tool. And so I'm working right now on a template for the 12-week year, which I talked about that book and how much I like it. And so I'll use this as an example, but just a quick lesson on Trello is that you have a list. And so your list can be, whatever you want it to be. And then you can add cards to the list. And so we'll just stick a little test card there. And then each card has all of these things. When you click on it, you can add, a document attachment to it. You can add a location. You can add a cover to make it pretty. And it can either be a full cover like this, or a half cover. You can, if you're working with a team, you can add members to it. You can have a checklist. And so you can have a bunch of different items on it. And then as you complete them, I'll show you what that does. You can add custom fields. And then they have a million things called power-ups that you can add to cards to make them even more powerful. Lots of automations and things like that. All of that. So then you can add a description here. And you can add pictures and all just links, all the things. So basically you can organize and keep everything in a Trello card. And I use this for lots of different things. I use it as a to-do list. I use it to just organize my thoughts or to save websites that I visit and I want ideas, or even if I see almost like a Pinterest board where I'll I see a post I like and I'll stick it in a Trello card. I keep all of my links that I use for different things, so I don't forget. I keep my license information. I also have a template for tracking CEs that you guys can grab. I use it for a lot of different things. Really love Trello. It's really powerful. I am not even going to touch on all of the powerful things it can do, but it's definitely worth exploring. Let me click save here and we'll X out. So now you see that I've created this card. This lets me know that there's a description in the card. And then this lets me know that there are tasks to do based on this card. And you can set the due dates and all of that too. And then you can have lots of cards on a simple list. And so as you complete things on your to-do list, it'll show you how many you've completed. And then once you complete them all, it turns green so that you can easily see that you've completed that. So anyway, that's just sort of the basic functionality. And then the cool thing about Trello is you can drag cards to different lists and things like that. So if you have a to-do list and then a done list or a working on list, you can drag things from each list so that you can see where you're at. Super, super powerful and wonderful. So this is the 12-week year template that I've kind of created. So let's say your goals for this 12 weeks are to get 15 new clients. You want to finish 10 CEs because that renewal's due soon. And you want to launch a course. That might be a little bit much, but let's just pretend so we could sort of see how this works. So I like to have this what's happening during this period. These are just sort of the general big things, goals that I want to be done, or things that are just happening to me. Maybe I have a training one day or something like that, or even a vacation. I like to just have a quick overview of what is happening in the next 12 weeks. And then you can just come up with all the tasks that might be involved in reaching these goals and just writing them down. And so I like to put the task over here. So maybe, first step with finishing 10 CEs is researching the CEs, or maybe it's researching the rules for your state. And so, you could, if you wanted to research the rules for your state, you could add a description here to make sure you're, meeting those rules and whatever you want. You can put links to websites so that you can easily reference it. And maybe that's something that you want to make sure you finish week 1. So I've created these little labels. So under week 1, you put, I want to research CEs. And you can add to-do dates to this and all of that. I just sort of like the visual of like week 1, this is what's under here, week 2. So maybe another task for the 15 new clients is to network with the doctor. So let's stick that, maybe you want to do that on week 2. And then for your course, you want to create a course outline. And then, so as you see, like, you're just dragging your task after you think of them. And of course, you can add more and all of that, but you're putting them in the weeks. That makes sense. But let's say, you're going on vacation. And so let's say that's in September. So that gives you the clue of like, all right, I'm out that week. So maybe I shouldn't be putting these other tasks there, or maybe an easy task or something like that. And so another cool thing is you can add labels to these, so they can be whatever you want. You can have a done label so that you know that you've done that thing. You can label it like, oh, this is CE related, this is client related, or something like that. You can do that. You can create a million labels with lots of different colors. So lots of options there that I really, really like. So yeah, Trello, I love it. You can also change the view. This is a little bit less useful if you're not using like due dates and things like that. And they have lots of other, they have a calendar view and all of that. But again, I don't have dates set on mine, so it's a little bit less useful. If you were doing things in lots of different places, they have a map view, timeline view. Again, all of these views are really cool. And depending on like what you're using for or how you're using it, they make sense. So yeah, I love Trello. I think it's amazing. And yeah, you can click the referral link to get access and to also get a copy of this template. I hope you guys like Trello.